Hello, welcome back to
Yay!
our D&D campaign.
Woohoo!
It is session 94. We are getting close. Now, is it six sessions to go? Now, I think that we might probably get around session 100 around just before Christmas, maybe. We'll see. Might be our Christmas episode, who knows?
Oh, I can't play with Christmas.
Roxon's Christmas special!
Very rocks on Christmas. Well, anyway, how's everyone doing? Good?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good to play some D&D.
It's our dog's birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday. It's my birthday on Wednesday.
Well, Billy's more important.
Yeah, we took him to
well.
a country park and then gave him some raw mince for dinner.
What was that other thing in that bowl? Was it like raw
Egg.
chicken or? Oh, it was egg.
It was boiled egg. It was like
Ah.
soft boiled.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I thought it was like you were giving them raw mince and raw chicken. I don't know.
Can't eat raw
That's probably
chicken.
that's probably okay for dogs. It's just it's weird. Anyway,
He ate a cow pat last week, so we fine.
yeah, dogs eat all sorts of horrible things, don't they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if everyone is ready and has drinks and is toileted and all that stuff, let's get started on our D&D session.
Yeah.
Right. So, last we left off, war is declared. Naxus, the leader of the remnant of broken Kyra Concord, has struck the first blow, sending his three sons, Athanax, Talendal, and Kairos, to attack the city of Liel and capture the traitor Melindra Fairwing and the High Librarian Gira. However, although they managed to cause widespread destruction across the city, the Clive Five confronted them, managing to kill Athanax and send the other two dragons fleeing to their hideout in the Frostbleed Peaks. As the city burned, and you helped out, you made a plan to follow them into the Frostbleed Peaks and once and for all put an end to Naxus's reign of terror by finding the last of the Gem of Power, which last of the two Gems of Power, which it is apparently so in Athanax's hoard. Upon finding the Gem of Power, you will be able to discover the location of the Stone Shift, the mysterious magical teleportation circle created by the gods long ago, which is able to transport you anywhere on the planet, which only the High Librarian knows about. However, Gira does not have his memories back, so is unable to find it so far. So, Clive 5, what would you like to do?
Right. I think were we just going back to bed?
Yeah, so it's the next day now,
All right.
I think. Yeah, 38th day of autumn.
Okay.
So we've had the had the long rest.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're
Cool,
all rested up. Oh, I'm not even on roll 20. I just realised.
that would help.
I was like looking at all my notes and stuff, and I just didn't even. Yeah, I wasn't even logged in. Anyway, it's not like I need to be on roll 20 or anything.
Right. So, I believe the plan was to using Giant's Bane teleport to Ravensthorpe. Is that correct?
I believe that
Teleport
was
to Ravensthorpe where that was made, and then find the location from there.
Just to clarify, I don't know if it was exactly made there.
Well,
I got it from there, is what I meant.
right.
So,
But it was
I mean-
forged in the Frostbleed Peaks.
yes, but I don't know where.
Right. I mean that's.
I would be well.
I think that's
It could
fine,
either
right?
have been Raventhorpe, or it could have been Faldrax Village, where we probably are very welcome.
Okay. Well, if it is Faldrax Village, we could just
Run away.
do a runner.
Run very quickly.
Should we maybe message ahead just to let Admian know we're coming? And also to say there are two great big dragons coming into your general vicinity?
I mean,
Wait.
she's probably seen the dragons by now.
Wait, may I?
Roxanne, is none of your clothes from Raventhorpe? Or even maybe...
Nope.
Were you born in Raventhorpe?
Yes,
So you're from Raventhorpe.
I am from
Maybe-
Raventhorpe.
maybe Roxxon could be the thing that you use.
I feel
The,
like something in my...
The axe is obviously gonna be from Raventhorpe. Like,
I don't know, I thought it could be funny if it was just
Also,
not some fucking random place.
No, this is from Rakatar.
So Faldrax Village, like you did have issues with them, but now Aidmir's in charge and that stuff's done. You know, Ashen's all defeated. So it's not like you're gonna be killed if you go there. Not that you would anyway.
Apparently, I still have 30.
I mean,
Spirit
Reldon
Steel on
probably
me.
not happy we killed Rickon.
There might be hard feelings, but they're not just openly hostile.
Yeah, exactly.
Something in my brain is telling me we've already told Aidmir, so we don't need to do it again.
Yes, I have a terrible memory. My apologies.
Oh, so lovely. We can. So how does this work? Do you just need to touch it, and or how do we? I'm talking about the axe, by the way, not me.
Oh, who are you talking to? Sorry.
So sure.
You. Wait, no,
Chinook.
Wait,
no.
who needs to touch it?
Chinook's the one that can teleport.
Oh, so you just have to touch it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'll give you permission this once.
Philip goes to touch the axe, and he's going to say a few words in Sylvan. That come to mind when he thinks about Ravensthorpe, in that it's cold, it's horrible, and just
He's never been
terrible.
there.
Yeah, but he kind of imagines seeing as it's at the top of a fucking mountain, that
Oh.
it's not going to be pleasant.
It's like, oh, this isn't as nice as the Feywilds.
Everything's nicer in the Feywild.
And a kind of green mist surrounds us, and I cast teleport.
Okay. So the feeling of being pulled apart by magic takes you over, stretched and elongated in all sorts of strange ways, folded in on yourself as you're transported in a flash of a second. The first thing you feel when you land is the biting chill of the mountain air. And looking around you as you open your eyes, you see that you're smack bang in the center of Ravensthorpe. The villagers that are around sort of immediately sort of jump and look at you, and there's a bit of a commotion as a couple of Goliaths sort of begin to approach. But noticing that it's Roxxon, they sort of bow and go about their business. You're in the center. You're in the center of the town. The palisades are currently being worked on, and sort of having like a coat of pitch put onto them for weathering. Clearly, the weather hasn't been so amazing here, and there are thick clouds that are starting to snow ever so slightly, and it's starting to settle on the ground.
Holy fuck, it's so cold. I didn't expect it to be so cold. Why the fuck is it so cold? Oh, I hate the cold, I hate the cold, I hate the cold, I hate the cold, I hate the cold.
Somebody get this man a jacket so he stops complaining.
It's cold! It's cold, alright?
Say, somebody get this man a jacket!
You begin to hear shaking under your feet as you look over towards the stables, and you notice two mammoth riders beginning to clop towards you.
Shut his eyes wide, and this is
upon,
the first time he's seeing a mammoth, and he's like,
yeah. Upon the first one is Aidmir, clad in her sort of leathers and furs, clutching her bow and arrow. She comes over to you guys and says, "Wow, well, you are a little underdressed for the weather."
You can tell me!
Long time no see. How are things?
Generally good, Aidmir says, dismounting off the mammoth and giving it a pat on its head. It's sort of just like... so it sort of nuzzles a little bit. She says, bit of worrying about these dragons, huh?
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
She turns to you, Morna, and sort of nods. Morna?
Aidmir?
Yes.
Nice
And,
to see you. Yeah, these dragons. Sorry. You go.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And who is this? Turning to Chinook.
I'm cold.
This is
but I'm also
this
known
is-
as Chinook.
this is Chinook. Yes, he's cold. Can you get him a jacket so he stops complaining, please?
she
Stop this
laughs.
cold in the Feywild. Ah.
Yeah, he's from the Feywild. He talks a lot about that. Yeah, you get used to it.
She nods to one of the other mammoth riders who begins to open a bag, throws some furs. As you get thrown, they're like sort of wolf pelts. They stink. They're like mangy dog smell.
Chinook takes them, he stops shaking because just the pure what the fuck is this takes over, and he just kind of gives Roxon a look like, why?
Oh, you'll be fine with the smell, or I'm sure Scrimshaw can make it not smell. Maybe. You could do that, right?
I'll cast prestidigitation on the furs to make them smell like
The Feywild.
like what I imagine the Feywild smells like. Smells like a dib dab.
So, it smells like pretension.
It's quite hard to mask. I mean, it's like a mask almost, because like the smell very quickly starts to seep through it again. But they're not wet, so it's not a wet dog just yet. But the smell will slowly come back over time. But for now, it smells okay. Aidmir says, "Well, I do feel better now that you're all here. Just in case any dragons do come prying this way, but we haven't seen any."
Yes, I believe we saw their cave somewhere near Denastara. Do you know where Arnax is? We could do with some quick passage through these mountains.
Arnak is on Soral at the moment. He's tending to the circle.
Oh.
We're gonna have to go get him then.
Yeah, quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I know these mountains well, but nowhere near as well as Arnax.
Onyx is a druid, right?
Yes.
That is.
He is our druid.
So a druid.
Sure.
Yeah.
But more specifically, he is the druid of our mountains.
Huh.
So he knows it very well.
Maybe he knows. Yeah. I hate the cold.
Yes, look,
So
we
you
gave you
said-
some wolf
Yeah,
pelts.
you've made that quite
and,
clear.
You know, yeah. You'll be fine. You'll get over it. You'll get used to it. So it's always gonna be cold here, so.
You are frighteningly underdressed for someone who comes from the mountains.
Used to it. Don't need, you know.
We have giant's blood in our veins. We can survive much harsher climates than regular humans.
Oh. Oh. I can't say I've read about that.
Stay a resilience of some kind to the cold.
Some sort of racial resistance.
No need to bring race into it, Roxon.
Hey, look, we're just.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying. We're built differently.
Well, you are all welcome for a mighty feast tonight if you wish to stay the night.
Ooh. I
I
think we
think
can't
that-
pass that one up.
I think we need to set out as quickly as possible, right?
Scrimshaw!
These dragons may flee
No.
the first chance they get.
Scrimshaw, we can what time is it at this point?
It's probably just the morning. Clock-ish.
Scrimshaw. We can spend the night having a feast and then go see Arnax in the morning.
What it's the morning now. We just got here.
But
Yeah,
I want to eat.
but they don't have feasts in the fucking
Did we come here to
Mountain of
Did we
there.
come here to feast,
did-
or did we come here to kill some dragons?
Why don't we go to Tenastrat and we can have a feast when we come back?
Yeah.
How long does it take to get to Sorrow?
To Thorn Soral,
Thorn Sorrow.
it's a couple of days' travel.
Yeah, it's not quick, so we may as well stay here and have a feast.
How long?
Why
would it
add a
take?
day on?
Do you know? Do you have any objects from Thorn Soral?
We don't need any objects from Thorn Sorrow. It just requires a message to Arnax, who can travel back if he is able.
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah,
actually.
that may be preferable.
Hero, do the thing.
The midway point would be Faldrax village if you went there and waited for him.
Wise choice, but given Roxanne's our tenuous relationship, say, what are things like there at the moment?
Things are good after the war. The giants have they're not as organized as they were. After Ainfir and Ashen were killed, they split back into their tribal groups. They live among the mountains. Denestara remains ruined. No one has ventured into it as of yet.
Very well, so we're not likely to be murdered if we wait in Faldrax.
Faldrax village is still part of my protection, and they are still subjects of mine. So no, you have my blessing to go wherever you like.
Awesome. I've been there in a very long time. How is Uncle Reldon these days?
Unfortunately, Uncle Reldon he passed away.
Oh,
Can I do an
well,
insight check on that?
Yeah.
Just the way she said passed away. Oh.
I mean, I could just ask her.
Well,
She seems to be telling the truth. Yes,
Oh, well.
unfortunately, the loss of his son and being associated with Ashen caused him to, to seek a coward's death. Let's say it, put it that way.
Oh. Oh, right. Okay, well, I guess we're kind of better off without him anyway, right? Probably, would have been a bit of a pain in the ass.
Well, I wish I could have. Yes, well, I wish I could have done something, but. Anyway, the new leader of Faldrax village is a person called Rokon.
Rokon. See. Well, I guess we should go meet this Rokon.
Would Rokon hold a feast?
I'm sure he would. He does like visitors. He doesn't get many.
A
Lovely.
win-win then.
What's that? Sorry, Chinook?
A win-win then.
Yes, well, the feasts in Faldrax aren't as lavish as ours, of course. But what the thing Faldrax village does do well, Chinook, and I'm sure that the rest of you will be keen, is they are the main exporter of fermented goat milk in these parts.
Yes!
Oh yeah, my favorite.
Oh,
Shonak has a feeling of deja vu.
I can't wait for some of that lovely sweet, well, not sweet, but that goat's milk.
It's like Yakult.
Fucking love that shit.
Yakult.
Very good for digestion, I've heard.
Well, it certainly sorts your digestive tract out for sure.
Gives it a nice clean.
But of course, you are always welcome to stay. If otherwise, yes, I will not keep you waiting if you wish to leave immediately.
Well, Scrimshaw will complain if we don't, so we best go. Oh.
It's true. I will complain.
We can have a feast in Faldrax.
It's not as good as here. I wanted
can ha-
this one.
Once we killed all the dragons, we can have a feast in Ravensthorpe as well.
Well, I certainly
Ah.
hope we're not killing all of the dragons.
We can bring the head of the dragon and we can cook it.
I mean, we won't kill you, obviously, Gira.
Unless you
I'm
turn
not
into a
dragon.
dragon.
I am no dragon.
I mean, if you did turn into a dragon, that would be quite cool. Be quite useful,
enough of
actually.
this.
Would
Wait,
let
can you
us
turn
ride
into a
on
dragon?
you? Can
Enough
I
of-
ride on you if you were a dragon? Would you let me?
Can I ride you into battle?
Yeah, that'd be
We-
cool.
You can ride on me, says Melindra. No, I
No.
Nice bit.
I was like, oh, that suddenly became very forward.
Should we?
And,
Should we leave you two alone?
And Aidmir says, "Oh, I didn't see you there. You are?" And Melindra says, "Melindra Fairwing. I'm a companion of Gira's." Aidmir says, "Well, you are. Yes. Come visit me sometime. Oh, I actually, Roxanne, I did get a letter.
My letter that I sent to you in case I died, yes.
That was worrying. I thought that I might hear some bad news."
No, we lived. It was kind of a 50-50 though. But we can tell you all about that when we come back. Once we killed the dragons. Oh, I have so many stories to tell.
Well, it sounds like you've.
We've done so much since I last saw you. We've dealt with peasants, killed dragons. You know, got so much to tell you. So many stories.
And
Just
they
the-
would
just the
sound
one
so
dragon,
much
actually.
Better in song.
Take it away! Shut up!
Well, I don't have time for revelry right now. I was about to start my my scouting for the day. But again, after you are finished here, maybe you can come back.
Oh yes. And then we will feast and tell of stories.
I look forward to it. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
She gets back on the mammoth and sort of kicks the sides of the mammoth, and the mammoth just sort of like does a little bit of a hop and just turns around and begins walking off.
Cool.
Followed by 2 or 3 more mammoth riders.
Melinda, did you say it's okay to just ride you?
Yeah.
Give us a lift.
It'd be a
Well,
lot quicker.
I mean, I can't. I'm not. I can't really carry all of you.
How many?
What are you trying to say?
Carry?
Probably about 2 of you, maybe.
Go in.
Okay. Well, we have the carpet, too.
I can just run.
Yeah, well, we can run really quickly.
I think we'll keep a lower profile if we stick to the valleys rather than the air.
Okay.
We don't really want to be getting into a fight in the air against the dragon.
True.
Besides, I think Melindra's a little bit beaten up after yesterday's endeavor. He kind of puts a hand on her shoulder.
But
Yes,
did you not sleep for a long time?
I did. I still feel bruised though,
Oh.
and I flew for many days straight, so I am pretty exhausted still.
I see. Well, we shall proceed on foot then.
Yes, the flight from the basal tiles and is not it's not really a great one.
No, I'd imagine it's not.
Okay, so Gary, if you message Arnex
Yep.
to meet us in Faldrax village, we could teleport to the lock gate. I got some spirit steel on me, which came from there, which is a lot closer.
I feel. Well, how long would it take us to get to? What time would you get to Faldrax village? What's the distance? Let me have a check.
It's
About
about
a
to.
day.
Well, I mean, it'd be about a day, regardless.
So would the lock gate, would the spirit steel take her to the lock gate, or where the spirit steel was forged?
You don't know.
Where,
It's
where
probably
does
just
spirit
safer.
steel get forged?
In Raventhorpe.
You just go back.
Yeah, it says I've got 30 bars here, but I feel like I don't.
No, that would be that won't be on you. That'll be in
I know.
in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too heavy for you.
It's just like reading it on my things, but like that's wrong. Yeah. Okay.
How did you get that back to Ravensworth first of all?
Just not think about that now.
I think the bag of holding probably carried a few, and then Roxon carried a few as well.
We have a bag of holding.
think
Gira's
you
going to
have
send
it.
a message
Maybe not.
a sending message to Arnax.
Also, you got those spirit. Didn't you get the spirit steel from Carnea?
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I thought you did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did spend quite a lot on those. So.
I think we looted them from Newstar's
Yeah.
Did we?
castle.
Oh.
Yeah, you looted them
Oh.
from Ravensworth's castle.
I was thinking of something else. Sorry.
Well, Melindra says, are you going to lead me? I don't know that. I don't know the way.
Right. So well then, Gira, I suppose if we message Arnax
Yeah.
now and
Can you
see
hear
where
me?
to go from there.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. Okay, cool. I just spoke out of turn. That's fine. Yep. So Gira's going to cast sending for Arnax. Nothing fancy. Just heading to Faldrax village. Urgent dragon problem. Assistance. Greatly appreciated. Meet at sunset. In Faldrax village.
Okay. Arnax, you get a message back. A dragon problem. Ooh, that's not good. The omens have been bad recently. I suppose that I could make my way there promptly. I will see you there.
The kind soul he Arnax is. Sure, there's no doubt lots of things on his checklist, but he has agreed to meet us in Faldrax when the sun hits over the mountains and goes dead below. Shall we be off?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. Okay, so you begin to leave. You go through the wooden palisade gate of Raventhorpe, and begin the march to Faldrax village. The valleys and the mountain paths that you travel through are well trodden. You've made this trip before, and the snow is beginning to set. You notice that winter seems to have hit the mountains slightly early. What is that noise? It's Alex, I think. It's a
No,
sort of-
I have my mic muted. I don't know what it's doing.
It's
Wow,
like
that's
some
weird.
kind of like interference or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so where was I? Oh yeah, so the road, the road, albeit well travelled, is empty, and you make good progress towards Faldrax village. As you're walking, Melindra turns to you, Gira, and says, I do hope that this is a simple fight. Dragons don't often fight so cowardly when they have their backs to the wall, or a horde that they need to defend.
Well, I've no doubt they will fight with much ferocity, something we should be prepared for. Is there anything you can share about particular weaknesses or something we could bear heed of in the heat of the moment?
Well, Talendal is a very accomplished magic user. We've seen a little bit we saw a little bit of his power in VL, but he is capable of so much more. I hope that after he's been well rested, he doesn't. He isn't waiting for us. Let's put it that way.
Talendale's the blue one, right?
No, Talendal's the black one.
Cool.
Kairos is the blue one.
Yeah, and we didn't really see anything of Karas either because he was force caged the whole time.
Is this just to Gira, or...
They're just talking in the open.
Okay, so... I'd say if we... Wait. If he's an accomplished magic user, surely we should discuss weaknesses and strengths somewhere we can't be scryed on.
I mean, the odds of him catching any one particular conversation as we're walking is pretty minimal.
If any of you can see invisibility, that might come in handy to check if we are being scryed on.
Oh, Scrimshaw, you can do that now, right?
I can see through illusions of. I can see illusions obscuring people. I can't see invisible sensors.
Yeah, so it's like if you can see it, you can tell if it's an illusion or not.
Yeah.
But if it's invisible, you can't see it in the first place. So.
I unfortunately cannot.
I mean,
The concealed by transmutation magic's an interesting bit because invisibility is a transmutation, like at least a spell invisibility. But yeah, so if you could see invisible people, but you probably couldn't see the orb that a scrying would do.
Yeah, I think it's specifically creatures.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Because you think, because it's Witcher's sight, it would,
Yeah, I think it's not just
everything, but
it's not like true sight. It's a very specific thing where it's like you see what someone actually is. You see someone for who they are, not you see through any illusion or any invisibility. Or...
Well,
interesting.
If people would think it's safe enough, I do have an idea.
I'm scared, but okay.
Well, Scrimshaw could perform his force cage, but I believe he should do so on the spellcaster.
You think?
Because then we can throw silence over him, and he can't leave the area. Disable quite a substantial amount of magical power while we deal with the other.
My only concern
not a bad idea.
The dragon learns from his mistakes. They will be prepared for our use of a force cage.
Aye. The thing about Talendal is that he will have already made a plan. And he's seen now that you've used Force Cage, he will know how to deal with it.
And he has the means through Disintegrate. And we saw he is powerful enough that that's not a one-time thing for him.
Which is why I recommended Force Cage plus Silence.
Yeah, that could be quite effective. Maybe if you're able to stay within range of him as well, Chinook, in case he does anything else. You're a lot better at counterspelling than I am.
What if there is a anti-magic field within the premises of the cave?
Well, then I'm fucked.
Well, I mean, if there is, then hopefully it would affect them as well, and then.
How does Force Cage work? I could cast darkness on you. You could see through the darkness, and then you could cast a spell, so the dragon couldn't see you casting it.
Dragons have true sight, FYI.
What is
blind sight,
FYI
sorry.
mean?
No.
So, yeah, I think the dragon probably couldn't counterspell in the dark, but it can fight in the dark.
Yeah, I was talking about counterspell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the rain. I can force cage from a longer distance than can be counterspelled. So perhaps if I keep my distance when I do that. Of course, if he is accomplished and prepared, he could have glyphs set up. There could be traps in place. I mean, who knows? There could be other dragons here. Do we know for sure that these are the only two?
Athanax has sent more dragons on their way. They certainly aren't here yet.
So we know that these are the only three.
No, Athanax and Axis.
We know that these are the only three then.
As far as I can tell, Athanax was already in Orthaid, and Kairos and Talendar were sent over here chasing me. And I know that Sildana and who else? Someone else. And someone else, I can't remember their name right now, was also sent. Oh yeah, Fadros.
Well, I do think we'll have the advantage. Their breath attacks will be, well, they'll more likely have them. They won't be wasting that. Well, we won't have the advantage of them having wasted them on the city like before. So we need to be ready for that.
I think we should try and find them within a cave or something like that.
If we
something
can,
with a low ceiling.
yes. If we can get them in their in a cave, that would be ideal.
A dragon's cave, however, if they are in Athanax's cave, there is a lingering magic which is attuned to the dragons. Dragons tend to have an effect on the world around them. Their cave will be deadly.
More deadly than their abilities in the skies.
Well, depends how high the walls of the cave are.
True.
But from my experience as a dragon, a dragon's cave can often be controlled in certain ways, especially by powerful magic users such as Talendar. We better hope that there's no dangerous drops or loose rocks or flowing lava or something like that.
Either way, I believe that fighting within some form of cave would be better as opposed to them flying really, really high and us not being in range to deal with them.
Of course.
Our objective is not actually to kill the dragon. Retrieve an item in the horde.
Of course not. However, if we need to...
I think if we are able to take them out, then we should.
I don't usually agree with the idea of killing our problems away. That said, I'm liable to agree here.
No, I agree as well. I think it would be a travesty if those creatures were allowed to blot in here and do what they did to VL yesterday.
Yeah, I won't allow it. They will die.
They have thousands of lives on their hands that they so mercilessly snuffed out yesterday. I feel that although it is always a shame when a dragon dies, Talendal and Kairos have fallen too far to be redeemed. As has Naxos.
It's almost as if they're already dead, so half the job is already done.
Are there any among the Concord you think can be redeemed?
I was not in the Basalt Isles for too long. It was fairly apparent to me that Naxos was not the answer to the Concord's issues. So I turned around and left as soon as I could. I did not have an opportunity to stay very long.
I assume you were chased out.
I was discovered stealing the gem.
You were followed.
Yes, they followed me. I thought I had lost them, but they must have been hot on my heels. They attacked me when I was just outside VL, and that's why I was so injured.
What of Faldrax and Sildana?
Sildana.
Sildana. Do you suppose that the two of those are redeemable? Or do you just not know?
Sildana is one of Naxxus's daughters. And Fadros is Sildana's bonded sort of partner. They are both, I would say, equally irredeemable.
And what colours are they?
Sildana is white, and Fadros is green.
Hmm. Interesting.
How long do you think it'll be before they get here?
Maybe another week.
Right. Well, it would it would not bode well for us if we are not able to take these out before backup arrives. 2 dragons. I think our chances are good. Goes up to 4. Suddenly things get sketchy.
Yeah. Kill as many as we can now, before the rest get here.
They will not. Usually, they would flee. But if they are protecting the horde, then I think that they will. Their instincts will keep them in one place, which is good for us.
Is the gem the only artifact of note within this horde?
I don't know. It's Athanax's horde. I didn't get a chance to ask him.
Shannon gets a look on his face.
I assume that he has some treasures there.
Does he? I know you didn't get to ask him, but do you think he had a particular deck of a certain number of things?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I have never seen countryside like this before.
Yeah, it's different here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. The mountains around these parts have a magical quality to them. The air is crisp and
There's much magic floating about these mountains. It is a
Maybe-
powerful place.
Maybe this is where the ley lines are. Is that what they're called, Kira?
Stone shift.
So that's it, sorry. The Stone Shift, wrong campaign, oh my god. Sorry. Yeah, Stone Shift.
well, perhaps. But It reminds me of the days before the Lovari conquest, when I was first sent here.
Hey, Melindra. When we were last here, we learned that there was potentially a great war in the skies 500 years ago. About the time when the fall of the Kara Concord took place. Although the story was told through metaphors and symbolism, it seemed a little like there were certain dragons in the sky above these areas.
I know nothing of that. When I was, remember, I was trapped in before everything happened. Aaron Chandra, I was guarding Ashigal, in Ashigal's tomb. Unfortunately, I was trapped in the axe before anything could happen. So I know nothing of that.
Oh, what did happen to the boy that you were inhabiting?
Raoul.
Yes.
We parted ways in Eshmalin.
Oh, so he is okay then.
Yes. I managed to find a sorcerer who managed to reunite me back with my true essence.
It's good.
Lovely.
What
Yes.
does Raoul do now?
I think
I take it
he's
he wasn't particularly fond of you inhabiting his body.
at first, but when I was inhabiting his body, he was still there, and you know, I was still able to communicate with him. It was an adventure that he was unable to have before the opportunity, so he seemed to take quite kindly to it, and he's joined a mercenary company down in Ashmore.
Oh.
Good for him.
Although
Yeah?
Ashmelon is it is different to when I remember it. Let's put it that way.
How do you remember it?
Well, when I was young, it was just after the collapse of the Keifu Empire, and Ashmelon had taken in, let's say, a lot of refugees. But it was a melting pot of different people. It was a kind place. It was an ancient place. It was a very spiritual place. Nowadays, the empire, the lingering remnants of the empire have all but gone, and merchant princes now run the place. It is a lot crueler than it used to be.
I think a lot of places are a lot crueler than they used to be.
Perhaps. It may well be nostalgia. When I was young, I didn't have much opportunity to spend much time in Ashmelon, but when I did pass through, it did feel new, and it did feel exciting. Passing through this time was disappointing.
I think the world's always been cruel. Just as you grow up, you become more aware of it.
Yes, I suppose so. But I lost 500 years, and although my mind has aged, my body has not. It was a long time.
If that's the case,
To
one
even
could argue
begin.
you gained 500 years.
I suppose. I was not conscious for most of the time in the axe.
Oh,
I mean, I'm a lot older than I look.
I'm
How old
not.
are you?
Well, my father died hundreds of years ago. It's clearly not the same, but yeah. Feywild magics and shite.
I see. I know very little about the Feywild. It is a place that
Let me
I
tell you all about the Feywild.
No!
oh, don't get him started on the Feywild.
Christ will be here all day.
Next,
Well-
you start going to talking about mammoths.
Oh, we are walking.
Oh, mammoths. Well, now that's a subject I can get behind.
Well, the Feywild, it's a beautiful place. It's great there. If you're friends with the right people.
Yeah, if you want to be enslaved for the rest of your life just because you tell someone your name.
That's actually surprisingly rare. You know, that kind of stuff it's common knowledge. People
You
tend
made
not
it.
to care for that anymore.
You made it sound like it was a common thing.
I mean, common, uncommon. The only difference is 2 letters.
I mean, yeah, but whatever. Just, I don't want to go there.
But yes, there's a lot of nasty folks there that you do not want to meet. But a lot of beautiful people there too.
Sounds like every other plane.
True, but you know,
What are the mountains like in the Feywild?
I've never truly gone to the mountains.
No. Shame.
I've mostly spent my time in meadows and forests and the like, raving.
The mountains is where
Many-
I feel most at
many
home.
parties. Well, maybe we can visit the mountains in the Feywild and see how similar they are.
That'd
Or
be
how different.
nice. I mean, look around you. This is not beautiful. Do you not feel a peace here?
I feel cold.
If you can
But
ignore the cold for
I will-
5 minutes.
I will admit there is tranquility here. It's. I don't mean to sound insulting, I mean it in a complimentary way. It's quite simple, and in simplicity there is beauty.
Yeah, I can get behind that. There isn't that much here, but
Well, I mean, you
in a
would,
way. Wow, that's just mean. Look, it's just a nice place. There's not much here, but, you know,
That's
in a way
what
that's
I-
quite nice.
That's what I mean. It's nice. I can imagine myself being able to think more clearly here than in places with hundreds upon thousands of things going on.
Hmm.
This seems like a wonderful place to think. I know I complain, but you only really manage to find true beauty if there's pain involved. That's where the good shit is. After all, the finest roses have the sharpest thorns.
I mean, I find beauty here, but there are memories which are painful that I can associate to this place, so I can see what you mean.
I was more referring to the physical pain of cold.
Well, I don't feel that because I'm not a giant wet wipe.
I was complimenting your homeland, you dick!
So moaning about the cold then. We gave you stuff to keep you warm. You don't hear Gira complaining.
Gira complains about most things.
You don't hear Morna complaining about the cold.
That's because we've been here before, and I have this big coat that we got last time.
I
Well, there you
didn't
go.
have a coat. I didn't
Well,
have
you
all
should
the
have got a
clothes
big
prepared.
coat before we went.
Wait, Mona, you don't even need that coat, do you? You have the amulet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Maybe you should give the coat to Chinook so he stops complaining.
doesn't he already have a coat?
How many coats
Yeah,
does he
but-
need to wear?
Well, he's clearly still cold, so we clearly need to get him at least 5 more coats.
Morna can still be cold. It doesn't give the Goliath like resistance to just being outside in the cold. It is resistant to frost damage.
I would also say Scrimshaw's not complaining about the cold, but I don't think he really feels much at all. I mean, physically,
I-
not emotionally.
Yeah, I mean, now that you mention it, I'm starting to feel a bit stiff. But
Oh,
maybe I
You
should
have
wear
to
one of
hold
those.
I mean, no, not here, Scrimshaw.
He's got a woody.
Damn.
Strangely made of plastic.
What's
Be made
plastic?
of wood, wouldn't it? Wait, Scrimshaw's made of wood, right?
Yeah,
It's
What
made
is
of
it?
wood and bone.
Sort of.
wood and ivory and
Yeah.
a mixture of metal now.
And a really human-like mouth.
Yeah, the mithril has kind of replaced the ivory at this point.
Mm.
Well, shall we continue?
Oh, I
mean, we
get
didn't
it.
stop.
That's why you're called Scrimshaw. Oh,
What?
the
Wait.
bones, carved bones, Scrimshaw. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. That's clever.
Just wait until you find out why he's called Aaron Shanda.
Because he's
Like
he, wants-
Shandy.
He likes a shandy.
Yeah,
he
that's
likes to swing from the chandelier here.
Like to find out why I'm called Rockston.
Oh no!
Is it because it sounds like Aaron and he's a wizard?
Scrimshand.
He makes. Because they make. Yeah, that's interesting. Because he makes him sure.
That's cute.
And Mike had to get that in at some point just to kind of the fedora hat of the naming policy.
It's only been 2.5 years, man.
I would have done the exact same thing, dude.
It makes too much sense now. Ah!
Well, no need to play the campaign anymore. We figured out the big questions. So.
I just thought you came up with a really clever name. I mean, it is still a clever name, but you know what I just like came up with it entirely on your own, rather than also taking it from other words. That's cool, though. That's really cool.
I'd just called Roxon because he sounds cool.
Yeah,
Because
Mona
of
means.
Goliath name generated.
It's like, oh, what do Goliaths like? They're like rocks.
Yeah, rocks, smashing rocks.
And then just add a syllable.
Yeah.
Mona
exactly.
means silence in a different language, but I can't remember what language it is.
In Cyril.
I thought you were gonna go for like a kind of Cockney version of Mourner because of the whole death thing.
What?
Like mourn.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, that's why I liked it, because it sounded
Yeah.
spooky.
All right, as you cross the last hill, you see in the distance Faldrax village, the palisade around there, standing not as tall as Raventhorpe. However, it is still impressive. People going about their daily business. Not many mammoth riders. However, you do see people just walking around on foot. You've travelled for most of the day, and the sun is beginning to set at this point from your travels.
Did we agree on a specific place to meet Arnax, or just somewhere in the village?
A druid is always rather inept at finding the people he needs to. I'm sure it will be no problem at all.
I mean, if we go have a very, very loud feast, I'm sure he'll piece it together.
Perhaps.
Right?
That is a very bad joke, my friend. Carries on walking.
That was a joke?
Well, perfectly honest, everything you says tries to be a joke sometimes, doesn't it?
No, I was merely suggesting that a very loud feast would attract a druid.
Forgive me then. It's been a long day, and these old bones sure do creak.
Okay, so are you making your way up to the main gate?
Yes.
Okay. As you approach the main gate, one of the guards on a watchtower just above the palisade looks down and says, "Who are you?"
It's me, Roxon.
I'm me!
I'm Aidmir's brother, you know, the queen. Let me in.
Oh, yeah, hang on, just a sec. He starts climbing down a ladder.
So that was easy.
He opens up and he says, "Sorry, I lost my my looking glass."
Oh, best find it.
It's not very good for someone on watch duty, is it?
No, that's terrible. In fact,
I would
probably
suggest you use your looking glass to find your looking glass, but yeah.
So
Well-
what's your business here then?
stopping for the night, meeting a friend here.
Ah, I see. Are you going to be seeing Rokon?
Yes, most definitely.
Aye, I'll let him know you're here.
Thank you.
All right, and the guard sort of goes off and heads towards the central hut in the center of Faldrax village. And after a few moments, hang on just a sec. God, save me. After a few minutes, this absolute mountain of a man. He's got two like great axes on his back, just completely shirtless. Just like the axe is strapped to like some like leather holsters.
Nice.
Is he bigger than Roxon?
Yeah, he's like
No,
freakishly big, even for a Goliath.
I can still beat him.
He walks over to you and looks you over and says, "Ah, you're Roxon.
Aye, you must be Rokon.
Aye, we are distantly related, you know.
Oh, isn't everyone here?
Well, I suppose. But I don't think we've ever met before.
No, we've not. Haven't had the pleasure.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not as friendly as the last guy.
Yeah, well, he didn't really like me anyway, so did kill his son. Oops.
Wasn't it your father who killed his son?
Well, I mean, it was basically our fault.
Aye, well, it's not my business. I serve Aemir now, so...
Yes. And, fine damn job you're doing from what I hear.
Aye, what you've heard? What have you heard?
I just said you're doing a great job keeping people in line.
Right, alright. So, you're here for a feast, are you?
Yes!
Yes.
We are!
Yes, I hear you have the finest fermented goat's milk.
Only the finest.
Ah, that's what I've been
Yes.
looking for.
It's how, I got so big and strong. And he just, like, flexes.
Oh, yes, me too.
But you say he's massive. Is it like muscle or is he like mega fat?
No, he's tall. He has, like, a bit of chub on him, but he's
Right.
ripped. Like, he has loads of muscle. Yeah, he's like a bodybuilder that hasn't done any cut. He's like Eddie Hall, but if
Right.
Eddie Hall was like 7'5".
Okay.
Right?
Morna's just drooling.
Oh no!
He's a horrible pervert.
He says, "Well, Roxon, why don't you introduce me to your friends?"
Ah, sure. So, this wooden one here is Scrimshaw. He was made by a guy. He used to be a cup holder, but now he helps us kill things.
I have a couple of cup holders. Maybe you can turn one into one of them.
Ah, well, we could definitely try. We have, here we have, Gira, the little old man. He likes to talk about storms and stuff. And he has a big hammer that he hits things with. And he's very smart, too.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, mighty Rokon.
Well, it is great to meet friends of the family, huh?
And this is Morna. She
Aye.
punches stuff, which I
Yep.
respect.
Nice.
I punch stuff sometimes too, when I'm angry.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Yes. Yes, she does this with everybody that's big and muscly.
Did you say nice to beat you?
Maybe one day.
That would be a good catch. That would be a good catchphrase, wouldn't it?
Nice to beat you. I might have to steal that. Anyway, and lastly, the little one, is Chinook. He's he's from he's from the Feywild. Just he'll talk about it if you ask.
What's
But
that?
don't. Oh no.
Wow, the Feywild!
Actually,
Yeah,
stop right there. I don't really care. Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and
Damn good thing to say. Right.
who is this? Pointing to Melindra.
This is Melindra. She's new to this party. She's pretty powerful. She's coming along with us.
Aye. Well, any reason you're here?
We're here to see Arnax when he arrives.
Oh, Arnax
Okay.
is coming.
Arnax is coming.
I should better tidy up then. He doesn't like it when he sees trash on the floor, you know.
Yes, I imagine that sounds just like Arnax.
Yes, my childhood was full of fond memories of being chewed out by him. He is very old.
Same. Yes, he is very old. Very, very old.
Aye. Well, you're all here as honored guests of Rokon, and whatever is mine is yours. So have fun.
Ah, thank you. think some food is in order. Oh.
I will light the hearth.
Ah, glorious. Thank you. Where can we stay for the night?
You stay in my hut.
Lovely. Lovely.
We after the feast, you'll probably just pass out anyway.
Oh yes. If you haven't passed out after the feast, you've done it wrong.
I mean, you only need 1 or 2 jugs of fermented goat milk, and well.
Oh yes. Is it good, nice and strong then?
Yeah, we've actually been playing around with the recipe this year.
Oh.
Added some. The way we fermented it, we've put some herbs in there, and we've been trying different woods for the barrels that we've been using.
Oh, very nice. I very much look forward to sampling that.
Yes, we actually. So what? I don't remember his name now, but one of the scouts. He brought. He felled an entire oak tree just by himself, and brought the logs, dragged the logs all the way back to the village. The pitch is almost done for on that. Maybe we'll open it tonight.
Oh, yes. Sounds glorious.
Well, yes, make yourself at home. I have some business to attend to, but once the hearth is lit, the food will surely be on its way.
Fantastic. We will get ourselves nice and settled.
Aye. He walks off and starts barking orders at people.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he seems lovely. Even though
What?
he didn't want to hear about my lovely, lovely house.
Roxanne, why aren't you that big?
Look, I could still beat him in a fight, okay? He might be big and muscly, but, I'm
Roxanne,
still stronger.
I don't know, he looks
What?
quite big.
What?
are you not the biggest and strongest warrior there is?
I might not be the biggest, but I'm the strongest.
It looks like he was
Maybe-
stronger than you.
No.
Maybe you could arm wrestle him later. Maybe have a
I will. I will.
maybe wrestle.
I will.
You do
one
that, right?
great axe. You have 1 great axe and he has 2.
Yes, but my great
Does he-
axe is magic, and it's stronger than his.
Does
He's
he
so
dual wield? Does he dual wield those great axes?
I could dual wield mine too if I wanted to.
Strength does not
He's a
lie.
fury warrior.
Yeah. Strength does not lie in the size of a man or a Goliath. but
Look,
in
when
the
you dual wield
quality
them,
of his
it's just
heart.
clumsy, okay? You can't really be precise with how you
Well,
chop
you-
something's head off.
You can't.
Well, I can, but I don't want to.
I don't know.
So there,
That just sounds like a hindrance in a fight.
exactly.
Melindra turns to you, Gira, and says, "I for one agree."
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I'm getting a bit cold. Well, I won't dwell on it too much, but I do sound like the sound of a heart.
Mm.
That's
Oh
hobbling away.
yes! Are you cold-blooded, Gira?
Cold-blooded. Perhaps.
The
This environment
dragons
would
have
not
the
be great for you.
dragons have a different fire running through their veins. Melindra says, "It is not the
Uh,
fire of warm or cold-bloodedness. It is the fire of ancient magic. We do pretty well in most climates."
Oh, that's fine then. Good to know. I didn't want poor Gira dying because he's actually cold-blooded and we're traversing frigid mountaintops.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. I've endured far worse.
But you're my friend. I worry about my friend.
As do I. If it becomes a problem, I will say, my friend.
Okay.
Fighting elder brains and dragons, no problem. Cold night. Ooh.
Yeah,
Dead.
that's why I want to make sure that this isn't the way you people die. You know, it'd be kind of anticlimactic if you think about it.
Yeah, dying of a chill. You'll be fine.
I have never heard of a dragon who died of the cold before.
Well, that's probably because they didn't manage to tell anyone about it because they were dead.
Well, that logic probably holds up, I'm sure. My intelligence isn't high enough to dispute that.
Neither is mine, although you might want to try this ring. I hear it does improve one's intelligence. He kind of takes it off his finger and hands it to Melinda.
I think that it's probably best suited on the High Librarian.
Of course, but if I've learned anything from the mentions of what I know about the Kara Concord, then it is the Dragonborn's first duty to serve the dragon.
Aye, but I'm not a council member of the Kara Concord.
Perhaps
So
not,
I s-
but
So I serve you.
I understand that, but are you not one of the only good dragons left in existence?
Gira, if you serve dragons and the dragon says that they want to serve you, then aren't you obligated to allow it to serve you?
He's
Well,
got you
Gira,
there,
just let the damn thing serve you.
Melinda, is this what you say true about the role of the High Librarian?
What about it?
Well, dragons in some capacity serve the High Librarian. Very curious concept.
Well, I think you're too used to mortal sort of power dynamics. After having lost your memory and being here for so long. No, usually we don't think about who serves who. We just do it.
Yes. It feels right in my bones. But there. I must dwell on this.
The High
Good lord.
Librarian was an important role. Both dragons and Dragonborn and Kobold alike all served the High Librarian.
Kobolds?
Yes, kobolds.
I've never met a kobold. What are they like?
Feisty little creatures. Usually they're okay. They don't tend to live very long. They don't live long enough for us to really explain the world to them. They are, unfortunately, extremely mortal.
So what purpose did they serve in the whole scheme of things?
They tended to do mostly the menial work, farming, mining, building.
Fascinating.
They had dragon's blood in their veins, and they were happy to serve.
That is really cool. I hope to meet one day. They sound interesting.
I'm sure you will. Well, assuming we get to the basal towers.
I hope. I'm sure we will be there sooner rather than later.
Hopefully we can get there before Sildana and Fadros, reach Orthaid.
Storm at our back, and with each other's company, as I have learned, sure we'll be fine.
Aye. Well, let's sit around the hearth, shall we?
Yeah, sounds nice.
Indeed, I'm intrigued by this fermented goat smoke.
Okay, so you enter the hearth. It's it's not so busy. There's only a couple of people in there, but there's a large, massive pot of stew burning over the top of this sort of. It's sort of reminiscent of a small bonfire. The hut has this sort of like hole in the center of the roof that the smoke escapes out of. But people are sat around. They look at you enter. It's one room, the hut. Like you see in the corner, it's clearly where Rokon sleeps. It's got like a few bones and like a sort of a bearskin rug that he's sort of fashioned himself.
Are there any mammoth skulls?
There's not here.
Okay.
See, he hasn't killed a mammoth.
Or maybe he just has and doesn't care to boast about it.
Well, you know, Why wouldn't you boast about that?
Because maybe he's more confident in his abilities than you are.
I'm very confident in my abilities.
Yes, that's why you tell everyone you meet about how that time you killed a mammoth.
Fun story to tell. You just tell this boring story about the Feywild. Maybe you're really insecure about how shit the Feywild is, so that's why you try and tell everybody about it.
Yes, I'm insecure about how shit the Feywild is. That's why I left.
Now, save the snide remarks and bickering from the real enemy.
Fine.
Okay, shall we take a break?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, thingy this stream, Richard.
Right. Shall mute that boy.
All right, welcome back. So, just before the break, the party teleported to the Frostbleed Peaks to Raventhorpe, where they travelled to Faldrax village, where a feast is being held in their honour. And Arnax Whiteleaf, the druid of the Frostbleed Peaks, has been warned about the dragons and is on his way. So, now that you're in the... Oh, hang on, why is the music stopped? Because I did press...
Oh, it's playing for me.
Okay.
Though it says it's
Now it's
connecting.
stopped. Oh no, it hasn't. It's just really, really quiet. Usually I have to have it on the minimum setting because it's so loud.
Yeah. Next campaign I'll probably get Sirenscape. But for now, Barbie is fine. All right, so the hall. Actually, this isn't the sort of music I want to play. So the hall is beginning to fill up with people from Faldrax village. Lots of fellow Goliaths drinking, arm wrestling. That's a bit slow. Right, that one's better. So yes. Rokon arrives dressed in his finest pelts. Taking his axes off and placing them to the side, he begins to clap his hands and gathers everyone around. He says, "Come, everyone. Let's have a toast." So everyone begins to gather around. Do you come join them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course.
I will just kind of just say to Roxon somewhat quietly. So are we gonna let these guys know about the dragons, or?
I mean, it might cause a bit of panic, and that could be bad.
At the same time, is it good for everyone to just be getting blind drunk when there's dragons about?
Maybe not, but
Millinger says, "Something tells me they like getting blind drunk whether or not there's danger."
yeah, I mean, when we attacked
sure it's
Dennis, there were definitely some drunk Goliaths in that battle, so it's just kind of how we do.
All right, everyone, Rokon says. Let's start with a toast to the Frostbleed Peaks. Yeah.
Oh.
Skull. He laughs and looks over you. And to our honoured guests, the Clive Five, who have travelled here from faraway lands for no reason other than to see us.
Ah, yes. That's the only reason we're here. Here. And he Brooks raises his glass. His horn, rather.
Rokon says, "Do you, Roxon, know my song?"
Ah.
There's a song?
Oh no. No, I do not know your song.
Sing
We'd love to hear
it!
it,
Someone at the back says, "Sing it, Rokon." He says, "Okay. Oh, who lives for the blood of his enemies? Rokon Hardfist!
Oh no.
Whose jolly good fun times involve ripping spleens? Rokon Hardfist! If brutal backsnapping be something you wish, Rokon Hardfists! Then get some good goat milk lickety split. Rokon Hardfists! Ready? And hard fists, Rokon Hardfist! Rokon Hardfist!
Rokon, fist hard. Wait, what?
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, how long did you spend coming up with that?
Why do you think he called a break?
Oh.
Exactly, that's it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, now we can drink.
I would die for Rokon.
He begins to hand out wooden bowls, and people just sort of like go up to the bowl in the center and just start pouring themselves some stew. And there's a whole bunch of jugs of fermented goat milk, and that's the only thing to drink. And Rokon goes off in the back and just carries through like a big barrel and sets it down and says, This is what I've been excited for." and just like grabs his axe and just smashes the top of it. It's just like goat milk spills out, and he just starts like he picks up the barrel and starts pouring it out onto people's cups.
I would like to try some.
Oh god. Be careful. Just be careful. This is very, very strong.
I down it.
Oh, oh god.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh good lord.
Flashbacks to Gothric.
Oh.
Yeah, so the second it hits your throat, you manage to stop yourself from gagging. It has the consistency of
Fermented
curdled,
goat's milk.
of curdled milk. It's pretty grim, like it's a bit stringy. However, the taste, not so bad.
This is a very perplexing drink. Another!
Ah, skull!
Oh no. On that one too, Shadow. Go on.
Sure.
Okay, so the night begins. After a few moments, Rokon comes over to you and says, "This is my wife, Darka."
Pleasure to meet you, Darka.
And introduces you to a fairly, again, fairly tall, quite broad Goliath woman whose hair is all sort of tied back with beads and braids. Darka, how about you get us some of my secret stash? They clearly like this goat milk. She says, "Of course," and she goes and procures a horn that has a sort of like a cork in the top of it, and she says, "Now, you don't need much of this. Let's say." That's darker, by the way. She uncorks it. Quite a strong smell, quite an alcoholic smell takes over, and he says, and Rokon says, "Have you ever had whiskey?"
Whiskey. Sounds intriguing.
I bought it from a traveling merchant from the Dancing Coast.
We've been there.
Oh, well, if you ever are there again, get me some more, because I'm quickly going through the stats.
Side quests accepted.
It was only 3 days ago he came.
Oh, jeez. Well, we shall have to get you quite a bit if we're ever there.
Yes.
By the sounds of it.
Yes, I am very impressed with how strong it is for what it is. Are you all having some?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, right.
I must abstain.
Come on, Gira. Get it down, yeah.
No.
Gira.
Melinda says,
Gira.
I think I'm the same. I think I'll pass.
Oh, come on.
Is this like a dragon thing? Like, is this just boring? Like,
Can I cast silence on Roxon? As he's saying this.
If you want to silence the entire hut, yes.
Fuck.
Melindra says, well, it's more that alcohol doesn't really affect me.
Then you'll be fine with it, won't you?
Well, it would just be a waste.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me either, but I like to just join. I like to be a part of something.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, I can put it inside of myself, but it's just gonna sit there.
Why did you have to say it in such a weird way, Scrimshaw?
Why am I in such a boring party?
I'll have some.
Only one person drinks. Fine.
Drink?
Yeah, but you don't, you just stay the same. It's like water to you. Boring.
Yeah.
Can you not, like, control it? Like, turn it off? Or...
Can you turn off enlightenment, Chinook?
Isn't that what alcohol's for?
Exactly.
I thought that was for enlightenment.
No.
If you have it, if you have it, it takes it away, and if you don't have it, it gives it to you.
Aye, well, more for me. Rokon just starts sipping at his whiskey.
Does this particular whiskey have a brand? Did you ask?
What's a brand?
Oh, yes, I forget.
Oh, what, like a fire poke thing?
Like, was it made by a particular family?
I didn't get his name. I suppose his name might be Brand.
Chinook, look.
Did the
the
whiskey have a name, or is it just whiskey?
Well, he described it as whiskey. I don't know. Humans, something humans do quite well is get very drunk very easily, and they are very efficient at making very good alcohol.
I would agree.
I
Having
am in the
spent a
mood
lot of
for.
time with them.
I am in the mood for a fight.
Oh,
I'll fight you.
right.
He just looks down at you and says, I couldn't. I could only fight someone who is as strong as me.
Me. Right.
No, I'm strong, just in a different way.
Mona, just let Roxanne have it.
No. If Mona wants to... No, I believe you. Go on, Mona. Fight him.
Yeah, alright, wait, is this barehanded, right?
Barehanded, so
Yes.
none of that frosty shit that you have.
I only have hands of bears. My hands have killed many bears. I have a rug. Did you see my rug?
I did see your rug. That's a good rug.
I killed that bear barehanded when I was only 4 years old.
When you were barely wee.
I could barely walk.
You could barely walk. You were barely wee. Killed a bear.
Barely
with
lived.
bare hands.
I did not barely live. I killed it quite effortlessly.
Your skills were laid bare.
They were, and the bear suffered for it.
It was a grisly affair.
It was no, it was a brown bear actually. Well, Morna, if you would do me this honor in
Scared. But okay.
fighting,
Yeah?
aye. Well,
Please don't kill him.
do you know our ways of dueling?
No.
Hit each other until someone's unconscious by any chance?
No, you have a chance to hit me, and if I'm still up, then I get to hit you back.
So like slaps.
Yes, open fist. That's how we do it in the Frostblade Peaks.
How long do I have to hit you?
How long?
Well, you just hit him once. Were you not
Just
listening?
once. Oh, okay.
You asked for this.
This rule set is not to your advantage.
Yeah, I know.
Aye. Well, Morna, because you are my honored guest, and because you are a woman, you can go first.
Well, he said that's not gonna go well.
Can I rage? Okay.
Is that what you leveled up in?
Can I do a stunning strike with my slap?
All right. Well, roll to hit first.
Cool.
I mean, he still gets to
I get
hit
it.
you back after it's the rules.
Sure,
That was quite loud.
Okay, so your punch lands right in his chin. It does knock him back a bit, like he wasn't expecting you to just go full out. He like spits, like a tooth came out, and he goes, ah! Ha, 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 ha. The stunning strike did not have an effect. He unfortunately succeeded.
Okay.
You strike better than most of the men here.
What can I say? I'm trained. Come on, do your worst.
Very
Not be
well.
unconscious if you can.
Very well. And he goes to throw a punch at you. That is a 22 to hit.
Yes. I won't cast shield because I'm a good sport.
Okay, hang on just a sec.
This point actually is dodging allowed?
Probably went dishonorable.
Is dodging allowed? No, you have to stand there and take it.
Yeah.
It's more of a fight of constitution, really, than it is
Stay,
if they're
the
standing
longest.
there.
Okay, he punches back, and that's 13 damage. As his fist lands, yeah, he goes ha 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 ha. Oh, you stood up.
I am indeed.
Let's add another level of fun. From now on, as well as stunning strikes, you have to make a Constitution saving throw, otherwise you get knocked out.
Okay.
You don't go to 0. You just sort of like get knocked over, and you know you've lost.
Okay.
Okay. So he says, "Bring it on."
Oh no.
Okay. So you go to punch him, and you go to slap him, and your hand sort of misses, and you just sort of hit him in the neck.
You gently caress him.
You just sort of like hit his massive traps. It just bounces off.
Accidentally in air quotes.
Oh yeah, I accidentally missed slowly caresses.
It sort of bounces off, and his the flab that's covering his muscles just sort of wobbles a little bit.
Nice.
Huh? That whiskey must have hit you hard.
Yeah, I'm so drunk. That's why I'm doing badly. Come on, hit me.
All right, he slaps you back. 25 to hit.
So Constitution save.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he laughs, and the last thing you see is like the roof of the of the hut as you like open your eyes, and people are sort of crowding over you, and he's like, "Oh, are you okay?"
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just a bit flustered. Just let me get up. It's fine.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got a bit excited.
That's
Well-
okay. If you ever want to fight hand to hand again, just let me know.
Yes, well, slapsies as we call it. Yes, it is our favourite thing to do while drunk.
Yeah, you
don't
won't
worry.
beat me in a proper fight though. So
Aye.
just remember that.
Perhaps
Yeah,
not.
don't-
Say
Perhaps
it
not.
jokingly.
Yeah, don't worry. There's no hard feelings. I once strangled her to death.
What?
She also stabbed me to death.
It's fine. She was being stupid.
He's like,
No, just like incredibly stupid. It was the only way to teach her to get her back to her senses.
well, wooded man, we don't do things like that here.
I don't think they do things like that anywhere, to be honest with you.
But she can clearly hold her own, so if she had an issue with it, she probably would have kicked your butt. Am I right, Mona?
Oh yeah.
Does Scrimshaw have a butt?
Why wouldn't
No, let's find out.
I mean, I have a butt-shaped section of my legs.
you like a Ken doll?
It's kind of weird how
There's
they
no
put that
butthole, but
I never
Why
thought
would
about
it-
that.
Why was it shaped that way then if you don't have a hole?
That's where the
it's just the top of your legs.
that's where the bits are that connect to the rest of the body, so you can walk.
I mean, sure, but
He made Grimshaw dummy thick.
He gave him a dump truck.
Yeah, instead of his ass slapping when he walks, he like knocks like.
Ah, no! People think it's a horse and it's actually just
It's just
Grimshaw.
scrims. It's like coconut. It's like clopping together. Maybe Scrimshaw's butt are just two coconuts,
No.
or two half coconuts, and maybe one coconut. Anyway, I digress. It is great to see you all. all. And as he says that, the sort of like flap to the hut opens up, and the man covered in moss and all sorts of different bits of ivory and wood and fur and twigs sticking out of his beard walks in. Arnax. He puts his staff to one side and just sort of looks over at you.
Hello?
Ah, Arnax. Yes,
Hello?
Arnax.
Oh, no.
Arnax Whiteleaf. Ah, you are very welcome here. He says, thank you, Rokon. He walks over and he says, Clive 5.
See?
Max!
I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear us?
I
Oh.
don't think Joanne can hear us.
Maybe she couldn't hear us.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
I can hear you again.
Okay.
That was weird.
All right. So, yeah, Arnax says, should we have somewhere private to talk?
Yes. That would be
I know
preferable.
just the place. I can bring us into my.
Can you?
Wow.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yes, my mansion.
Oh,
You have
no.
a mansion
Is-
here?
Are you in any condition to be casting things?
It's just.
I feel like...
Mansion time, and I cast the magnificent mansion spell against the nearest wall I can find.
Okay.
Oh no.
Make a charisma check for me.
I'm a bit worried about going in that.
Just a regular charisma check.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh.
Tell me what it is.
Charisma. Oh no!
Right. Roll a d100 for me.
Oh no!
He's actually cast a portal into hell.
Oh, 99.
Ooh.
Interesting.
It's either really good or really bad.
Roll again.
It was
Oh.
too good. When he...
Aye, 70. each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute.
Wait, where have I gone? Where is everyone?
Oh! Does this include me?
Yeah.
I don't understand. What do you mean? What's happened?
Everyone's,
can't see.
everyone's in the
You
hut
sure?
just suddenly goes invisible.
Where are you?
I'm
I'm
right here. Can you not see me? I can see you.
No, where
I
are
see
you?
You see one of the Goliaths who is quite drunk, like stumble over the pot in the center and just like knock it over, like in the
Ah, a ghost!
like the pot just falls over. To everyone, it just looks like everyone's just vanished.
Did I
Mike,
just die?
Can I tell that these people should be invisible?
You can tell there's some illusion. Sort
Okay.
of going on.
Am I dead? Scripture, am I dead?
And I don't think so. You are shimmering a bit.
Am I dead? I'm a ghost.
This is.
Ghosts!
Arnak says, "This is crazy." Ugh. you just hear footsteps as he leaves the hut.
Arnax!
And then vroom, you're back, and everyone goes, huh?
Oh, it's Chinook. Chinook!
I'm sorry.
However,
All right, Chinook. I'm confiscating this, and I'm gonna take Chinook's instrument.
The privacy.
I'll give it back in the morning.
The door to the mansion opens, sort of fastened out of the wooden struts of the hut.
Let's go! And I run him through.
Oh no.
Arnax walks back in and says, "Are we going through there?"
I mean, we've
Do
been in there
think
before.
so.
It's usually fine.
Very well. He
might
steps in.
Find it to your taste.
Okay, so
Does everyone else come through, like Rokon, etc.?
no, just you guys.
Yeah, it looks a little crazy in there. The muscle-bound statue of Shunnock doesn't have a head.
Oh,
Some
God.
of the paintings are all distorted and weird. Yeah, it looks like it's both day and night.
Yeah, there's also this sort of like Inception, like in the horizon seems to go up into the air,
Yeah.
like it's almost folding in on itself.
I'm kind of scared.
Is this what the Feywild looks like? Oh.
Sometimes.
Anax says, "What is this place?"
This is my mansion. It's an extra plane. We can't be seen here by anybody. But there are invisible servants. Invisible servants.
Why is everything invisible?
I don't know if it's not a spell work. Shush. Who will cater to your every desire. It's great.
I'm fine. I found some chestnuts on the walk.
I mean, sure, but like it comes out of non-existence. Like you could have like a nice drink or whatever the fuck you want.
I think I'll stick with chestnuts. Let's talk.
Yes,
Yes,
there
let's
is
talk.
a big problem coming our way in the form of dragons.
Where?
No, not in here. Not in here. Can somebody like just look after him while we're
I knock him out now.
just go up to him?
Force
And hold...
cage.
I'll just try and convince him to go and sleep in an armchair somewhere.
So, do you sit down in the armchair?
Yeah, I kind of just sit down and I start kind of blowing into my flute. Not playing it, I just start blowing into it, blowing raspberries.
The armchair slowly turns into, it's made of arms and it just holds onto you.
Oh no!
That's kind of creepy, but kind of cool.
It's just like
Anyway.
having a hug.
It's like a weird eldritch monster made entirely of arms. Also kind of
Made-
in the shape of a chair.
It's made entirely of hugs.
Never-ending hugs.
Whose hands are those? Alexis.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
They're your hands.
They're everyone's hands.
Anyway, now that that's dealt with, yes, we have a bit of a dragon problem. And we
Yes.
need you to take us to them the quickest way you can.
Well, I don't know what they are.
Denistra,
May I,
around there.
Mike? Did before in the past? Was Gear? I think Gear was able to scry. Was someone else? I don't think anyone else to see that. Is there a way that we can kind of allow Arnax to see what Gear is scrying?
No.
Okay.
You can like scry now, and you can like share your vision with Arnex if you want.
Yeah, that's that.
Otherwise, you just have to describe it.
Yeah, that's what I basically a visual way so Arnax can kind of go, okay, roughly there.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to scry, you can do that.
Okay. Well, I can offer you to scry on the creatures. We believe they're somewhere near Dennis Terrar, but the exact location is unclear. Here, gather round my hammer and we will try and scry on them.
Okay.
Gira kind of sits down on a rock or a chair or something, kind of holds the hammer up to the big sides at the top, and casts scry through. There's like, I don't know if it's like a translucent kind of, not translucent bit, but like a reflective bit. So you can almost kind of like it's kind of like the bowl, you know.
Yeah.
The scrying bowl.
Okay, so you sit down, you begin to focus. Arnex comes over and sits with you and looks and like sort of grabs hold of you, sharing his vision, sharing your vision with Arnex. The clouds in your vision part, and you're floating above the Frostbleed peaks. Dinas Terrar was within vision, and the orb that you're seeing through begins to fly just downwards, through the rocks of the mountain that's nearby. You hear in your sort of like ears Arnak saying, "That looks like Green Haze Pike." As the orb descends through, it descends into a sort of cave network which goes further and further down until there's this glowing red, like glow of lava. You can't feel the heat, but you can imagine that it's quite warm in there. He says, Arnak says, "Yes, it is Green Haze Pike. I thought so. It is a volcano." The orb opens up into quite a large cave system. It's pretty wide, and pools of flowing lava, as well as ancient Mistran bridges, sort of cross this area. The cavern's probably is sort of circular. Obviously, it's a cave, so it's not like completely round, but it's about 150 feet across. And in the northwest of the cave, there is like a big pile of gold near an old Mistran altar. And then you hear a deep voice in your ears, which goes, "I thought it wouldn't be long until you tried to scry on me. You killed my brother, and I will kill you for it." And then you hear like a bit of scuffling. And it says, "Where are you? If you are the High Librarian, we can deal with this one-on-one. Otherwise, the vision ends." Yeah, then the vision goes.
Oh, you can see, Arnax, the caliber of our foe is not to be trifled with.
Yes, it's Green Haze. It is certainly Green Haze Pike. The tunnels there are ancient, longer than Goliaths have been here. There must be some way to get in for a dragon. Usually the tunnels would be too large, but Melindra says, "Well, they do have humanoid forms that they can turn into." And he says, that will probably be it."
Say,
Arnax looks up and says, "Why am I wearing a party hat?"
Why are we all wearing party hats?
Oh god damn it! Shut up! You're trying to have a serious conversation.
You're hearing like maniacal laughter, just kind of from an invisible point, far away from you.
Kind of like the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sort of vibe you get.
How long would it take you to get us there?
If we left tomorrow, I could find the path. It would take about a day.
Fantastic.
give us plenty of time.
Yes, it's better to leave perhaps after the alcohol has been flushed from his system.
Hmm.
Yeah, believe it or not, he's actually quite capable.
Well, I think that if I take you through the mountains, it will be less likely that you are found before you get there.
Your support is very much obliged. We apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Unfortunately, I cannot help you. I can only take you there.
Well, that's more than we asked for.
My oath does not allow me to interfere with the affairs of dragons.
Your own?
Well, only if there is a threat to the mountain. So far, I haven't seen any threat other than there are dragons here. But Until they do something, I can't do anything.
They have declared war on all of humanity, which includes the Goliaths.
Again, my oath is to the mountains. It does not matter what they do outside of that. I am sorry. That's all I can do.
You understand.
It's okay.
The duty and solemn following through of an oath is something I apparently only know too well. We will gladly take your help.
Yes, I can give you passage because you are asking for passage, but I cannot help you fight. As if the dragons were to ask me for passage, I would have to give them passage as well. Not that they need it; they can fly.
But if they were in, say, human form, they asked
Aye.
you. I say, still invisibly, causing the party hat to levitate atop his head.
Arnax like points the finger at it, and it just explodes into like a bunch of leaves and like moss.
Should have done invisibles with his hands on his hips, and he says, "You're really no fun." Ugh.
Oh, I thought that was
Last druid I met, that he enjoyed lots of parties and games. It was in the Feywild.
Oh no.
Have I
Oh,
told
back to
you
this
about
again.
the Feywild?
Yes.
Well, I think that whatever these dragons have been doing is not great, really.
Have you heard about VL?
No, well, I had birds told me, but they just said the city was on fire. But when you mentioned dragons, I put two and two together.
Yeah, we felled one of them there.
Yeah.
Two remain. More on the way.
Yeah. We killed Arthanax's Naxxus's brother. He's not happy.
Athanax was Naxxus's son.
Son!
Yeah.
Son! That's the one.
Naxxus has no living brothers.
Did Naxxus kill them?
They died long before the Kyra Concord fell.
Huh. Fair enough.
As much as I enjoy the revelry of your mansion, Sherlock, I do fear that our new hosts might have wondered where we've gone. I may ask Arnax before we depart that you don't share this news to our hosts, unless Roxon perhaps decrees it.
I think
Unfortunately,
it's not to tell them for now.
unfortunately, again, if they ask me, I have to tell them.
Right, well, they're going to ask, almost definitely, so...
I am the protector of the mountains. I cannot keep news like this from them.
Perhaps we should tell Rokon ourselves then, so he doesn't feel we are keeping things from him, even though we kind of were, but, you know.
Roxon, it is your decision.
Well, Arnax has a good point. He's going to tell them anyway, so...
Only if they
Maybe as
ask.
well. But they're probably going to ask why we went into the Magic Mansion to, you know, talk privately.
They might not have noticed. They have been drinking.
True.
They would have noticed the invisible.
Well, yeah, yes, but
That invisibility dropped before you went in.
They still would have been. They still would have known they were invisible.
maybe. Depends how much the goat milk is flowing currently. They may have already forgotten.
I think I'm drunk.
Yes, and maybe you should stay in here for a bit.
That's what I was gonna say. You big Goliath. and then I fall asleep on the table.
Oh, great, he's out. Everybody, go.
Arnax walks over to you and puts a hand on your head after you've fallen asleep and casts Greater Restoration. Or Lesser Restoration. Can druids cast Lesser Restoration? I don't think they can cast
It's
Greater.
just an anti-hangover spell.
Yeah, it stops the poison. You're still tipsy, but you're gonna sleep well and wake up well. He says, very well. Well, I must make my leave then. I need to get some sleep before tonight.
We should all get some good sleep.
All right.
He goes back out the door.
I shall follow.
Okay. Yeah, you follow into a just typical crazy Goliath party. Roxon!
Rokan!
So, what were
Big
you
Ro.
what were you up to in there? Secret conversations.
Um,
As your host, I feel that I should be privy to such information.
you know what? You probably should know. Anyway, you do guard this place, and yeah. Okay. Is there someone we could talk to a little bit more privately, away from our ears?
I hold no secrets from my people.
That's fine, but maybe just quickly.
All right, come into the back room.
All right, and nod the rest of the guys to quickly follow.
There's like a sort of an outhouse / storeroom attached to the hut. He takes you in there. This is where we keep our fermenting goat milk. In these barrels.
Beautiful smell.
Ah, yes, this one's leaking. Whoops.
Okay, so when we said we were just coming to see Arnax, you know, that was true, but there was a greater reason for it. There are currently 2 fully grown dragons around who are pretty pissed off, and that's why we're here.
Hi. Well, when are we fighting them then?
I was hoping you would say that. Arnax is going to help guide the way.
A dragon's skull would look good on my mantelpiece.
Yes. Yes, it would. That's a point, guys. We could take a head back to our home, too. There's 2 dragons, 2 heads.
Please not talk about this now.
We could take one to Raventhorpe as a gift to Aidmere. I'm sure she'd like a dragon head in her house.
Probably. But she'd need to earn that, so I guess we'd have to invite Aidmere along.
I don't want to do that.
Well, there you go, then.
I just thought it'd be a nice gift because, Gira doesn't really want a dragon skull in our house. Oh, we could give it to Wolfram.
Wolfram might like it, but then he might not.
I mean,
And
I think he actually, if he wants one, he currently would have his own, right?
That's true. We did just kind of leave the body of a dragon just sort of lying in the city. So he might have already mounted one on his mantelpiece. Who knows? It's kind of
Who
stolen
is this
valor, though.
Wolfram?
The Emperor of Tarzan. No, not Tarzan. Bucket.
Yeah,
but
Tarzan.
Yeah,
no,
Tarzan.
Tarzan is Tarzan. Yeah, the Emperor of Tarzan.
What's Tarsat?
Viel.
Oh,
Sadiq.
Humans.
Yes, human Emperor.
I've never been out of the mountains myself.
It's like the southwest, mostly.
Aye, yes.
Yes.
Those humans, pesky things. They keep venturing over here, fiddling with our affairs.
Do they now?
That's the point.
Since when?
Is this Tarsat?
Technically part of the what did they say? Free cities or something. But we know nothing of that. It's humans have claimed this land, but don't send anyone to fight for it. Did they send anyone when the giants fought against us? No.
Did we ask?
It was our blood. Yes, well, Aidmir did, and they said no.
Oh, well, screw them then.
Hands-off approach, they said.
Well, still. Anyway.
Surrounded by humans, every direction we look.
Humans are the least of our concern right now.
I actually, think humans are okay.
I mean, I lived with them for quite a long time. Some of them were fine. So.
Mona's visibly offended.
But anyway, back to the dragons.
You're getting weak in your old age, Roxanne.
They're all right. Some of them. I've killed plenty of them too, though.
I have no issues with.
There was this one time. There was this squire, right, and we were in this battle to the death, right. He looked relieved. He was long story short, kicked him into some water, got attacked by a crocodile. I think managed to get away from the crocodile. Was about to get out of the water. Javelin, straight through the head.
What is a squire?
I think it was an octopus.
Octopus.
It was a crocodile.
There was a crocodile and a squire, servant of a knight.
You killed a servant?
Well, no, it's not quite a servant. It's like
It is a servant, actually.
But they're trained. But apprentice is more of a suitable word.
Roxanne. Why could you not challenge the knight?
Well, we'd already killed the knight, so there was only the squire left.
Oh. Or why did you not kill the knight's liege?
The knight's liege. Well, we couldn't quite get to him. We would have done though.
That would be an honourable fight.
It was a.
I don't know. I think the knight would probably put up a better fight than the liege.
What?
The liege is not.
How
don't
does the liege control his people if he is not strong?
Humans do not necessarily control through their own physical power. It's
What?
more through the power of the people they know. It's a very different world outside the mountains. Maybe you should come with us sometime, and we'll show you.
Yes, it sounds like it's prime for the plundering.
Oh no!
Hey guys, he could be a really good, protector of Darkbreed. You know, he could protect our house when we're not there. I'm just saying.
Why don't you bring the whole tribe while you're at it?
Oh, brilliant idea, Kira.
I think it'd be too hot there for them.
I mean, I cope just fine.
Yeah, but you don't really live here.
I mean, I'm still accustomed to the weather.
Yeah, but didn't it take you a while to accustom when you moved to VL?
A little bit, but I didn't, die.
You are sweaty all the time when we're not in the Frostbleed Peaks.
Well, maybe I've just gotten so used to it I no longer notice when I'm sweating.
That's why it's so hard to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually helps you in combat. The blades just slide off of you.
You
But
just,
anyway,
drip pools of sweat behind you.
Wait, we're getting very sidetracked. There are two massive dragons ready to rain down hell any moment. So, we should perhaps think of that first. I think.
Well, if you want me to bring the warband,
I wouldn't.
We'd like to keep this fairly under wraps.
Yeah, we don't want too many people finding out about this mass hysteria and all. Dragons are quite scary, and we're not exactly that accustomed to them here.
Plus, large groups of soldiers.
They would definitely hear us coming.
They can also be easily wiped out by certain abilities of dragons. We need a small group of strong individual fighters.
Such
Like
as
I
us
said-
and yourself, Rokan.
Aye.
Rokan.
I
Sorry.
will bring both my axes.
Ah, both your axes.
Question: do you wield both of those simultaneously?
Aye. Sometimes I have 3.
Oh god!
Where do you hold
How do you-
third?
I juggle them. I keep one in the air at all times, and I slay my foes with the other 2.
Is that effective or just for show?
It's a bit of both. No one has ever fought against such a threat. So the juggling distracts them, and I go for the kill. Look, let me show you.
Yeah, could you demonstrate your struggle?
But if you drop one, it's just going to chop your own head off.
Well, I tend to, if I'm going to drop him, I tend to drop them on the enemy.
Yeah, plus that's why he's got such thick traps to stop it from going through.
Soften the blow.
That's why he's got such a
picks his
thick neck.
He picks his 2 axes up, and then he goes over to the mantelpiece where he gets the third, and he just starts juggling these massive great axes. They're just like super sharp, and they're just like flying around. And he's just, even though he's pissed, he's like doing it quite effortlessly.
I am
Uh,
impressed.
And you see, like, here, this goes up in the air, and then I can strike with this one, and then throw the other one up in the air and catch it before it comes down.
Well,
Aye.
Ooh.
Yes, and you know, it. Try and hit me. I'll show you.
you sure?
Go, make a blow. Go for it.
With a weapon?
Aye, with what else?
Okay, if you want. I'll go and try and hit him with Great Weapons Master and recklessly.
Okay, make an attack.
I won't rage because that seems a little bit, rude.
Oh god!
I think you don't have a
That's
vorpal.
47 damage.
I think you don't have a vorpal weapon. Just like shove his head off. Wow, he is going to use his reaction to parry it.
Oh.
Can you parry a natural 20?
It's a
Oh, yeah.
it's a sort of subclass thing, isn't it? It's
Yeah, but
it's not
they
an
hit.
it's not an official thing. He just like drops the axe, and it just like just about hits the axe just before the axe like hits his neck. Oh, that was close.
Well, yeah, he did ask me to hit you. I mean,
Well, you are clearly a strong fighter. Most of the fighters I find don't hit me.
I
Usually.
mean, these dragons will hit you, and they will burn you.
Aye,
Well,
I will-
no, we killed the burning one. There's the acid one, and then there's.
I
the
mean,
acid
Does
one.
acid not
burns,
burn?
right? Acid burns, right?
I would think it more melts you, considering there's so much.
Burn,
burn,
melt, like they're kind of good. It's
I mean,
basically gonna be the same kind of.
I mean, they
sensation.
literally call it a chemical burn, right?
Who calls it that?
What's a chemical?
What's a chemical?
And what does the other one do again?
Lightning.
It's lightning. So, and you're also gonna get electrocuted. That one hit me last time, and that really hurt.
I'm not scared of the weather. I've been hit
Oh,
by
but-
lightning many times in the field.
Okay. I mean, I'd love to have you along. I think it'd be great fun.
Aye.
Can I insight check this guy to see how much of his boasting is
Go ahead.
grounded in reality?
Oh, you whispered it to me.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's right. 21. Yeah. I mean, he seems to be about as truthful as a lot of Goliaths tend to be about their stories.
Hmm.
Well, I suppose I will just bring the 2 axes then.
Yeah, maybe. But I thought you only had 2 axes.
No, I have this special one which I keep on my mantelpiece, just in case, just for battles.
Ah,
Is it magical?
Aye.
What does it do?
It's magic.
How magic?
It's pretty magic.
It's what?
It's pretty magic.
Oh, I thought you said protein.
Protein
It is.
magic. That's why I'm so rich. It's wait. It's just made out of whey.
Well, I mean, yeah. Why don't you use that axe then as one of your axes?
Because it is my special axe. My other axes are good as well.
You don't think this is a special occasion? You're killing a dragon.
Aye, but I've killed many foes with these axes.
Okay.
Oh.
They are both vicious weapons.
But it's a dragon.
Literally, or
Aye, they are vicious.
okay then.
Okay. Well, we will let you know when we are leaving.
Aye, very well. This other weapon. I now have to think about it, whether I want to bring it or not. No, I will bring my two most vicious weapons.
Are they vicious Grotaxes by any chance?
Yes, that is exactly what they are. Well, I will see you in the morrow.
Yes.
All right.
Sleep well, friend.
You don't happen to have any large gem-encrusted bowls anywhere, do you?
Let me ask around. Gem-encrusted bowl.
Yes, imagine a large bowl that you would put the ears of your enemies. I'm not sure if that's a Goliath thing.
Oh yes. You're
I know-
nearly nailing it.
I know what a bowl is.
Yes, a bowl, metallic in its construction, with gems set into the sides around it. Quite opulent.
I don't think we have anything like that.
Pity. Well,
I will ask around.
Yes, please do. It'll allow us to have a mighty feast in the morning before our adventure.
No, I do not think anyone here has such treasure.
Maybe we'll find one in the dragon's hoard.
I have plenty of bowls that are quite crusty, because they haven't been washed.
You may keep those.
Aye. Farewell, everyone. I must sleep and regain my strength for the fight tomorrow.
Very
A
well.
good idea. We should do the same.
Shunnick's gonna go into the mansion to sleep.
Melindra turns to you, Kira, and is like, "Are all Goliaths like this?"
Sadly, yes. But, they seem to not be particularly, how shall I say, the smartest tools in the shed, but there is character and spirit in their endeavors.
It is strange.
I
You
do have...
would think that mortals were a bit more scared of death.
When your life is so short, you either choose to fear it and run away from it, or you gladly accept that any day may be your last. Maybe something we should have thought about more as a species.
If I may,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
tomorrow may be our last. So, drink up!
Yes, and he just kind of holds up an empty cup.
Oh,
And I
Kira.
pretend not to drink it, hoping he doesn't notice.
Melindra just gets a bottle out of her bag of holding and pours some water into your cup.
Oh, thank you very much, Mindra. It's rather parched this evening. Do you have some for yourself, though?
It is endless.
Oh. Curious subject.
Don't you think you could use that for several of the poor who need, like, clean, safe drinking water?
Nah,
Clean, safe drinking water is not an issue in the Basalt Isles.
Oh.
Mount Kyra has many natural springs.
Huh.
It's one of the best places on Earth. However, well, and she like looks longingly for times past.
However...
It is not the same anymore.
Hmm.
It feels like a nightmare.
I
Going
imagine.
back there.
I imagine that's what happens when you call a place home for so long and it changes.
Yes. I had not prepared myself for how badly it had changed.
Hmm.
My visions thus far only relate to interior locations. What I saw, it seemed like a beautiful place. It is a pity if what you say is true.
It was. It was. It was home. Now it has been taken over.
Oh, and he puts a hand over her. Well, I just hope that we can do the same and take it back once more.
I feel that it will never be the same. I fear. But we can hope. If we do overthrow Nexus, I wonder how many dragons will side with us. Or whether the Kyra Concord will just be relegated to the past. The agreement between dragons and mortals resigned to something of history.
The High
Hopefully,
Librarians say.
hopefully the dragons that remain will want to rebuild. But 500 years of tyranny, it is a lot, even for those who have long memories. It's a long time. And although we do not live mortal lives, most of the dragons are not old. Not like Naxos. He is the oldest of us.
So there are many dragons out there that could be swayed to a new way of thinking, or to the old way of thinking.
I do not know how many dragons survived the fall, and whether the dragons that remain, whether this is all they know. I do not suppose that Naxos spoke fondly of the old ways after he took power.
Imagine not. Being of great power, I imagine he wanted it all for himself. Is there not a way to call dragons from across the world? Must be in some way they communicated across what once was a great empire.
That is the purview of the High Librarian. I have no power in that regard.
Well, where's the High Librarian? We'll have to find out.
Yes, I hope you do. But if we do not solve this issue, then Erd will not have any protectors.
You're right. I've learned one thing is that the world needs people like us. He looks around at each of the members of the party. Even he kind of takes a look at the door for a second, thinking of Chinook.
I fear that... I don't know. That there's something that we're missing. I hope
Yeah.
not. Well, I was just thinking of Massamantha. If she was here, I'm sure that she might be able to guide us. She might, well, she would know much more than you do. Much more than I do about the ways of the dragons and the High Librarian. She must have known many High Librarians.
I would like to meet this Massamantha, although I'm sure I already have once before. A few times, or many.
She went missing a long time before you were. Before you were High Librarian.
Oh. Who's it? Say, you certainly have a lead on it, though, perhaps.
Might be something worth looking into before we head to the Basal Tiles. If we can I mean, she is far older than anyone else that we can look for aid.
What was she like? Garrett kind of turns to Morna and Scrimshaw.
Yeah, she was actually quite nice.
Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah, nothing bad to say about her.
What were her intentions? Do you recall?
My notes.
Well, I mean, mostly self-preservation at that stage.
My notes are not very exciting. Dope dragon lady, ancient gold, was in the Cairo Concord, trapped there by an elf thousands of years ago. Yeah, she was nice. She was, what were they fleeing? Is it the Black Hand? Or
I believe it was the Magisterium.
Magisterium were closing in on the strangers. And she wanted to get away from them, and so they sort of flew into a void to avoid them, and closed off the entrance. And now she doesn't know how to get out of there. The Oak Bull in Marathon. But she was nice.
Well, I see no reason not to pursue her. Did you not mention that she was, I recall a while back in the Fury? You mentioned it in relation to Shunnock.
Oh, Shai?
Oh, of course, Shai. Sorry, many names. Curious that she had a creature of the Fae with her.
Maybe she was left there by Aaron Shander.
Oh, is he involved?
Yeah, he's the elf that trapped her there.
No, he's not.
Oh, what? I thought it was!
That was thousands of years before Aaron Shander was born.
Oh.
No, we don't know
Somebody say that. Did somebody say that as a joke? And then I thought it was actually what happened.
I think it was a headcanon thing that you guys probably just assumed.
Yes, yeah.
Delete that from my
Elf?
notes.
We know an elf.
Elves don't live that long.
We only know one elf and he's just evil with
it.
We know an elf. It must be him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, maybe we can ask someone like Shunnock tomorrow. From my understanding, the Fae creatures exist in a liminal time-space, quite unlike our own.
Well, he knows Shai. He's talked about her before.
Yes, indeed. Should ask. I'm just trying to understand who locks a dragon like Samantha in a pocket dimension of eons.
Somebody who doesn't like dragons. Somebody that wants to get rid of a dragon so they can take over the Cairo Concord.
Anyway.
It will all be. I'm sure it will all be explained in time. But as of tonight, I require rest. It'll be good to sort out this exhaustion I am suffering with.
Okay.
Right
then. To bed then?
Yes, I think so.
Right. See you in the morning.
Melindra just curls up in the corner of that.
Just go find a chair somewhere.
After a few hours, most of the people who aren't sleeping in the hut leave, and it's just Rokon and his wife and you guys. Right. All right. Yeah. What was that?
I was going to ask, is Rokon and his wife talking or saying anything?
Nah, they just passed out.
Yeah, fair.
Right. Okay. Then, in that case, if there's nothing else,
Want to go to bed? Not now. I mean, the corner.
Yeah. If there's nothing else, then you eventually fall asleep. Warmed by the hearth that is burning in the center. And we'll leave off there for tonight.
Cool.
Hey.
All right. Thanks for running.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks for
everyone.
the show.
Yeah.
So we'll start from tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Next
I
session.
can't play tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. We can't play next week. So it'll be the week after, which is Halloween. But actually, I think
Just gonna end the stream.
Might
So
not have. Yeah, we might not have a session then as well. We'll see. If I can make time, which I'll try.
I don't think I'll be